Digital minimalism. What does it mean? What does it focus on? And how does it have an effect on society? Can we unplug in this always online era of technology? This is what we are about to talk about on My Perspective with Errl on the Stiff Culture podcast. Stay tuned and enjoy this conversation. Now, my question about digital minimalism. Maybe you might not understand what it means, but we are simply talking about the fact that we are always on the internet, scrolling, social media, and all that. How does it have a toll on our physical body, our mental self, and what does it do to us as well? There are so many things that we find on the internet, and I believe that even as you are watching this, you're using the internet, YouTube, or any other social network. But the real question is, how long do you take on the internet? How long do you scroll or stay in your seat watching reels and content on social media? Is it a necessity to sometimes turn off your data, put your phone on do not disturb, and just bask into the sunlight, or just enjoy some alone time reading or doing something other than being on the internet? To me, I believe it is important for balance to occur. There is a level of stability that every person needs when it comes to sharing content on social media. Due to the prevalent nature of people staying on the internet or staying online for a very long time, even content creators are forced to create content even when it doesn't make reasoning. Sometimes I go around and I scroll actually, and I see some content creators produce or come up with, and you can clearly see that this is endangering to your health and even to society. Some people are putting themselves in levels of danger just to be able to create content because they want the online presence to be constant. I mean, if you're watching this segment or you are abreast with the Stiff Culture podcast, you know that it's been a very long time since we posted or since we came on this platform. For some time. Why, you may ask? Sometimes it's for reflection. Sometimes it's to create space and gap. Because in this era or in this time that we are in, content fade, interests go away. And if you want to constantly have the interest of people, we are said to distance a bit, to create the attention when it comes. But there's also an algorithm, or there's also a school of thought that says that on social media or when you're online, there has to be a constant post or presence, or you have to constantly be seen on that space because people continue to take in or congest things online. And if you give yourself space, you might lose out or you might fade away. So a lot of people are doing these things, especially content creation, just because of FOMO, the fear of missing out. And I mean, How long can you stick with that? How long can you do that? Believe me, sometimes going offline is the best remedy you can ever give yourself. You see, there's this effect that all the social spacing and online presence gives us. It's just a rush in dopamine effect. You see, it just gives you a short time of self-gratification, knowing that you fulfilled something or attained something. So you realize that early when we wake up in bed, we are back on our phones scrolling social media, seeing what's new on the internet and what's trending. Before bed, we are on our phones. Some people even are on their phones till they sleep. You see, all this dopamine rush has a very big effect on your mental state. And to me, I'm not judging, I'm not condemning anything, but to me, I believe that there are times where we have to take some time off the space for self-reflection, to understand nature, go out in the woods, go for hiking, ride a bike. Some of these things that we used to do when the internet wasn't popular or wasn't in the knowing that much. We, especially living in the African continent, it took quite some time for us to even have the internet stable here. So you realize that there are a lot of things that we used to do as kids: play with friends, go out and enjoy nature. All these things are fading away. And in today's world, you can see kids constantly on their phones, constantly on their tablets. A kid of 2 years, if you take the tablet away from them, from watching cartoons, you realize some anxiety they prove or show to us. And these are very dangerous things, I believe. They are very dangerous because we went out as younger people, or in the 90s, you have to go out, play. You do something that is physical. So it even helps your physical body, your mental agility, and a whole lot is being done in a very short period. We were not looking at messages or content coming from the States or from other countries because it takes time for us to receive such information. But in today's world, you are able to even see the negative things happening in other countries. And you are consuming, or we are consuming, all these things to ourselves, which doesn't, in effect, it's not our business. Let me say it that way. It is not our business. But then, because it's content on the internet, because it's there, we just keep consuming them, putting them in our brains and our minds, and then we judge on certain things that do not even matter to us. Most importantly, there are things that are happening somewhere. You might not have the full information, only what you have seen on the internet or has been posted, and then you make comments or judgments, which in turn is giving you a bad impression of something that might not even be so. That is why you are here on the perspective. What I'm saying is my perspective of what I see. You might have your own perspective as well, or your perception of whatever I'm saying. But then, let's look at the broader scope, a larger audience. How is this benefiting us? How is it affecting us? Don't get me wrong, the internet has come up with so many opportunities and advancement in the world. But then, are we consuming the right information, or are we just consuming anything we find on the internet? Majority 60 to 70% of it is junk, because they are not meant to reveal a certain face or a certain mindset to you. And the ones that are doing so rightly, or that are serving you the right purpose, are mostly pushed down or overlooked so that you can consume the unnecessary ones. So if you find this episode, congratulations, you have joined just a few, or just the 1% who are interested in good content. So I believe that from this moment, or from today, you consider digital minimalism as a phase where you can sometimes take a break or a vacation from the internet or social life and have interactive life with others. Thank you for joining me on this episode, and I'll see you next time on The Perspective with Errl.